Have you noticed how insecurity can be the loudest voice in the room? It's that person who feels the need to prove themselves, drowning out the conversation in bragging and bravado. What if I told you that true confidence is often the quiet whisper in the background? It's this calm assurance that comes from knowing your worth, your values, and your strengths. In today's video, I want to talk about confidence and help you find your authentic voice to stand strong in who you are. Right now, you can see today's chapters. These are all the things I want to cover in this video. Let's begin with talking about why insecurity is loud. You know, when someone is insecure, they often feel like they have this need to prove themselves to others to feel validated. Like they can't validate themselves and they constantly seek other people's attention. They might try this by talking loudly, bragging, or being the center of attention all the time. And the craziest part is, if you're going to try to challenge that person, they're going to become argumentative and defensive. They will never admit that they're trying to get all of this attention, that they're trying to get validated. Let's say you go on a date with a guy and he's constantly talking over you. You want to share something about yourself, about your life, and instead of asking you additional questions or maybe like adding something interesting, he just says, I bought a new house, or I bought a new car, or look at my new watch. He interrupts you all the time and he speaks louder to dominate the conversation. First, you might be thinking that maybe there's something wrong about you, like maybe what you're sharing is not interesting, but then you realize that the guy literally can't shut up. There are a lot of reasons why he might be behaving this way. Maybe he feels unheard. Maybe he feels like he needs to assert his dominance and his presence. But obviously, you're not his therapist. You're there on a date. You can't make a person confident if deep down they're insecure. And so that's where this whole belief that confidence is quiet comes from. Because when you talk to a confident person, they don't feel like they need to prove themselves to others. They don't need to prove anything. They're just there talking to you. They know who they are, they know what they're capable of, and they don't need to seek validation from other people because they can give all of this validation to themselves. If we come back to our example, you know, there are guys who just talk and don't do anything, and there are also guys who let their actions speak for themselves. They might quietly work hard and achieve their goals, or calmly and confidently express their opinions without this need to argue or this need to defend themselves. So please remember that first and foremost, confidence is an internal belief, not an external display. If you're not an extroverted person, for example, I'm not an extroverted person, you don't have to be loud and extroverted to be confident. I have struggled with this idea so much in my life because I'm not an extroverted person, and so every single time I saw an extroverted person, by default, I thought that that person was very confident, and I, being an introverted person, was not confident by default. But of course, it doesn't work this way. Many women tend to think that they need to be the loudest person in the room to be noticed, to be confident, to get attention, to get love if they're trying to look for a relationship. But true confidence is a quiet strength, rooted in self-assurance and knowing one's worth, rather than seeking external validation. I remember that I started working on my quiet confidence a lot when I became vegan, because at the very beginning, like 7 years ago, I felt like I constantly had to prove to other people why I was vegan. I had to change their minds and I had to make other people vegan. Now I obviously don't feel like this at all, and it's definitely something that led to me being more confident overall. I'm not going to argue with a person who is not even going to listen to me, who has their own opinion and they won't be swayed, or they will never change their mind. And so now when I start a conversation with anyone about veganism, I always ask them this question: is there anything that will change your mind about veganism, about not eating meat? And if a person says no, I stop the conversation. Like, I don't want to be talking about that if I know that this person is not even going to listen to me, that nothing will change their mind. So why should I start defending myself, arguing, spending all of this energy if I know why I'm vegan and I'm confident in my choice? Okay, so this is how we slowly move on to knowing your why. When you know what your core values are, what your strengths are, and what your passions are, it's a lot easier to be confident because it helps you connect with who you are and eventually express your authentic self. So I invite everyone who is watching my video right now to complete these 4 statements. So who you are, what you stand for, what you want to accomplish in life, and why. Again, as usual, I highly recommend writing down all of your responses because this way you will be able to see everything on paper, on your computer, and knowing all of your responses will already give you this boost of confidence when you at least talk about yourself and what you believe in. Because at the end of the day, this is who you are and you're the only one who can truly validate yourself. Yes, other people might say something nice to you, but if you don't believe in what they said, it's not gonna help your confidence. And that's why usually all the work starts from you. So once you have all of your responses written down, I highly recommend practicing vocal journaling. This technique works really nicely because you talk through your thoughts, dreams, and goals. And hearing yourself speak can be a powerful way to see how you express yourself verbally and whether or not you actually believe in what you're saying. Because the thing is, when you start talking to other people about your beliefs, who you are, if those messages don't resonate with you, other people are going to pick up on that. So you can play back all of these recordings to become more aware of how you normally speak, where your true confidence lies, and what topics really excite you. And it will also help you notice moments of insecurity, moments where you lack knowledge, and work through those moments. I remember it so vividly. When I was in middle school, I would tell everyone that I wanted to move abroad. And at first, I was pretty confident in my belief, but then, because a lot of people would start laughing at me, would be like, yeah, sure, like, where would you move? And I would say France. For some reason, I really wanted to move to France because at that time I was learning French. And slowly but surely, my confidence would drop because I stopped practicing French. I stopped learning more and more things about the French culture, the country itself. And so obviously then when I started telling people that, yeah, one day I would like to move to France, I would even say it in this way, like, France? Like maybe France? Because I wasn't truly believing what I was saying. Of course, it feels nice to hear validation from other people, but unfortunately, it's not always going to be this way. There are going to be people who are going to challenge your beliefs. And if you're confident in who you are and your beliefs, you are going to have enough internal strength to tell them, look, I appreciate your thoughts. This is what you believe in, but this is what I believe in, and I'm confident in myself. One powerful way to practice vocal journaling is by using Audionotes. This tool allows you to record your thoughts, dreams, and goals effortlessly. Just press record and start talking. And I want to say a huge thank you to them for sponsoring a portion of this video. With Audionotes, you can capture ideas on the go, whether you're at home, commuting, or out for a walk. What I love about Audionotes is their user-friendly interface. It's very easy to start recording your thoughts, and you can organize your recordings into categories, making it easy to find specific notes whenever you need inspiration or motivation. Plus, you can add tags to your recordings for quick access, so you can always find them in a matter of seconds. Audionotes also creates summaries for every single recording, and this feature is especially useful for longer audio notes when you ramble a little bit too much. Listening back to your recordings can be incredibly revealing. It helps you notice areas where you feel most confident, practice self-reflection, pause, and think about what you've just said, giving you the chance to grow and learn from your experiences. If you're looking for a tool that will help you take audio notes and work on finding your authentic voice, I highly recommend Audionotes. Don't forget that you can check them out by using my link in the description. Now let's move on to challenging all of your what ifs. When we do a certain thing in life, we have this thought at the back of our mind telling us, what if? What if I mess up? What if I make a mistake? For example, what if I mess up? Yes, and I can learn from it and try again. I think it is pretty much a practice that will help you work with your limiting beliefs and not let them hold you back, because we all have fears, we all have limiting beliefs, but the thing is, we have to work on those limiting beliefs. We have to work to overcome them, to not let our fears hold us back. It's always going to be scary to move abroad, to change your diet, or to start something new, but the thing is, it's all about how we work with those fears, with those limiting beliefs, and eventually how we reach our goals. Now let's move on to something that I have recently discovered for myself, something that really increased my confidence, and it was honestly quite surprising to me. Let's call it your confident inner child. So close your eyes, even though I know you're watching this video, but please close your eyes. I'm gonna do it with you. Close your eyes and think about what made you confident as a kid. When I was a kid, when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, what made me feel confident? And for me, the answer is going to be sports. Actually, when I was a kid, I loved doing sports. And when I did sports, I felt pretty good. I felt really confident in my abilities. I could do a lot of different things, and that obviously increased my confidence even more. But unfortunately, when I was in high school and college, I kind of stopped practicing a lot of the sports I did when I was a kid because I had to study a lot, I was too lazy, and only now I started practicing a lot of different sports again. Because I remember when I was a kid, those activities really made me feel joyful. Like I had this flow of creativity in me. I didn't feel like anybody was judging me. I felt like I was really doing something that I truly loved and something that gave me a lot of confidence. And so really recently, like a few months ago, I started incorporating sports every single day. Right now, I try to do sports every single day. Sometimes it obviously doesn't work. I'm not perfect, but I go to the gym, I practice yoga, stretching, and I also started bouldering recently. And all of these sports really allowed me to tap into my creativity, like experience this flow again and start feeling more confident. Now let's talk about this final technique that will really help you tap into your confidence. It's all about living your values. Remember at the beginning of the video, we talked about your values. I hope you wrote them down. I hope you practice vocal journaling. And now it's time to live them, to take action and make sure your actions are aligned with your values. Because confidence comes from living in alignment with your core values. If you believe in something so deeply, but you never actually practice that, you never actually align your actions with your values, you're not going to be a very confident person. You're always going to feel like something is missing, like you're not there yet. And so I really want you to spend time identifying what matters most to you and then make decisions based on those values. When your actions reflect your true self, your voice becomes more authentic and more confident. So let me tell you a little story here too. I recently got engaged and I'm planning my bachelorette party right now. Social media was telling me that I had to organize a big wedding to get higher engagement and to get more followers. You know, I had to spend a lot of money on my wedding because apparently everyone on social media does that. But then when I sat down, when I talked to my fiance, when I just wrote down my core values and what I truly wanted, I realized that what I really wanted was to see my family, because we all live in different countries. And I knew that, you know, paying for a big wedding, bringing my whole family all the way to Mexico would be extremely expensive. Like I would literally end up in debt just to portray an amazing wedding on social media. Was it my value? Absolutely not. And so this exercise helped me identify what was important to me in terms of spending money on my wedding. And I realized that I wanted to travel. I wanted to organize my bachelorette party a lot more, to see my mom, my sister, my aunt, and 3 of my cousins. So it's gonna be a pretty fun bachelorette party. Even talking about this makes me smile because I know that one of my biggest values is building a strong emotional connection with people who I care about the most, with all the girls in my family. And when I talk about ending up in debt to pay for a big wedding, to show my big wedding on social media, I'm like, what am I doing? What am I talking about? Like, no, thank you. This is definitely not me. So guys, I think it's going to be it for this video. I really hope you liked it. I think today I shared a lot of practical exercises with you, so I really hope you will give them a try. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to see 5 additional exercises to become effortlessly confident and charismatic, I highly recommend checking out this video right here. Just click right here and keep on watching.